Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Angry Cast and Fallout Shelter 2022. How y'all doing? We're doing just fine. We've got our water treatment plants here, and we want to replace those with some water purification since we've unlocked that room, having 80 dwellers in the vault. So we are going to be doing that. First thing we need to do is move everybody out of those rooms so that we can destroy them. Can't have anybody in there when you're trying to demolish. Demo day has arrived. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll build this out. Get that built out, and then we will upgrade that to the fullest of its possibilities, which, again, we don't care about cost because we have plenty of caps. Alright, and now we'll just drag everybody back in, and we can move other people in as well. Give us 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Okay, build out the second room. Alright, get them, and then, yes, we know, if we want to build an elevator to gain access, we're quite aware. We will upgrade this, and then we can move these 4 people over because no sense in having to drag them to different floors. We should be good otherwise. And we'll just, once they're all gone. Whoop, Mr. Handy's still stuck in the room. Up, where did he go? I think he went into the elevator. Nope, he had just magically appeared in the middle of the room. How about that? Alright. And I think we need to spread some of our peeps out a little bit and make sure we have coverage in all the rooms so that we do not run the risk of having either, not enough coverage for incidents. We still get all the maximum, the most resources we can get. And yep, I think we're good there. Yeah. Now eventually we're going to do some stuff with the Nuka-Cola bottler, but we're not there yet. Oh, our folks have returned from the vault. They picked up some stuff, and we're going to send them out on another quest at some point. But we can unlock these recipes that we got, and we can continue to work on, see here, vengeance. We can build ourselves a vengeance, because we're going to have everybody with, in our quests, have a vengeance and a +7. Sorry, +7 agility suit. Okay, our peeps picked up a quest out in the vault, or I'm sorry, out in the wasteland. We're going to do it. We're going to send our folks out with the level 50. I've done this quest before, Mystery Vault 666, from the old series. I think it was like episode 105 or something like that. But we're going to do it this time for you, with our new vault. Okay, we're going to investigate the Vault 666, the Mystery of 666. Yeah, just investigate. And while we're talking about that, this is a very quick one, so I want to go over a couple of things. I have been obsessed with this show on TV. Oh dear. It's on Amazon Prime, so you gotta have Amazon to watch it. It's called Upload, and it's in its second season. I think March is when it aired. It is phenomenal. Basic premise. You have a character played by Robbie Amell. He is a programmer named Nathan Brown, and he was in a car accident, a self-driving accident, and there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek references of technology and everything else. But it's a self-driving accident from the car, and he has the ability, like he's dying in the hospital, and they have the ability to upload his consciousness to a virtual environment. Now, if any of us have played video games, like Skyrim or Grand Theft Auto Online or any of these other games, we kind of get the idea of like what a virtualized environment would be like. And this is, his entire life. So it's just really, really interesting how it all plays out. You go to a place called Lakeview or Lakefront by Horizon, or Lakeview by Horizon. Sorry, and he didn't have an account. So his girlfriend, played by, what's her name? Her name's like some weird name, Allegra, something like that. She sets up the account and basically has to approve all of his purchases. And just like, any other game we've ever played, there's in-app purchases. Like, you have a room and an outfit and you can go to the dining room every day and have the unlimited buffet breakfast, lunch, or dinner. But if you don't get there in time, you miss out on it, and there's nothing there. But you go to your mini bar and you can do swipe left and right on these screens, and it shows you what it has, and it's like an in-app purchase that you have to make to buy it. So it's kind of like, it's really funny how that all works out. He is given this. Oh shoot! Hold on. Damn it. Sorry, I got a text. I had to answer it. He arrives in Lakeview and he is unsure what he can do or what all this means, and he's helped through the transition by what's called a customer service rep, or angel, who sort of like gives him the lowdown. And this is a girl who doesn't really have a lot of prospects in the real world. Her father is dying. He doesn't want to upload because he thinks it's against the plan. He believes in heaven, thinks his wife's going to be there. She is like all for it. And she like kind of gets him acclimated to being in this afterlife, which he does not really kind of understand, to the point where he gets so pissed off because there's like pop-up ads everywhere, and his hair is all messed up because they drew it in wrong, and all the other things that happen. So he decides he's going to go commit suicide by jumping into the torrent. For those of us who he's not alive, for him it would be like you're just erasing yourself. And I'm not doing it any kind of justice. I had an all pre-recorded thing on this, but I thought I'd just wing it. And I have the cat attacking me in the corner, so I have to keep him at bay while I'm keep him from my cords while I'm recording. So Nathan decides that he's going to stick it out after she talks him off the ledge, and he starts to see that there are worse things in this world than what is happening, and he needs to just get over it and sort of mature, in a sense. There's his friend there who is played by Kevin Bigley, he plays a character named Luke, and who is a vet who lost his legs in a war in Iran. And again, this is set in 2033, so where technology exists for this kind of stuff to be uploaded into a virtual reality at death. And he just decided he didn't want to live like he was, so he decided to just upload. He is great because he exploits all these glitches. And remember, we used to play the, let's exploit the horse racing glitch in Grand Theft Auto. His thing here, he goes to the buffet, he misses out on the food, he walks over to a cooler, slams the door 5 times, and all of a sudden a roll appears in a basket next to it. So it's like he's all about exploiting the glitches and workarounds for things, which I have to admire on a great level. There's also a young kid named Dylan who died at the age of 10. He fell into the Grand Canyon on a school trip, and he said, "Yeah, you dabbed on the way down, didn't you?" Like, yeah, well, that's how you get the views, man. He's now 18 because he's been there for 8 years, but he doesn't have the body of an 18-year-old. He still has the body of a 10-year-old. So it's it's funny, but to see him not act age appropriately for the outside of him, but inside of him, it's okay. But there's also a guy who lives next door to Nathan named David Choke, who's actually modeled off of one of the Koch brothers. There's rich and powerful, and he eats endangered species for dinner. And when you open up the door to Nathan's room, you see a regular room. When you open up the door to David Choke's, you see a field with a big, huge palatial estate in the background that he runs into. It's just rather. It draws a very huge line, between the poverty between poverty and privilege. There is a section in the hotel or the resort that they are in. It's modeled after a Victorian hotel in upstate New York, where if you don't have the money for the full effect, you can do what they call pay as you go, which is called the 2 gigs. It's in the basement. It's a very sterile environment. Looks like a really bad dormitory. And if you think hard enough, you will run through your data and you will be frozen until they put more money in your account, or you wait till the beginning of next month. Uh-oh. And here is the El Diablo. Mwahaha. Yep, El Diablo. Are you ready to burn? Anything we answer, he's going to fight us. So let's there you go. So the like I said, the line between poverty and privilege, being that some people can't afford this afterlife, is kind of where Nathan came out of, and you know, his life, regular life. He was working as a programmer on a free version of the Horizon Afterlife, the Lakeview whatever upload, called Beyond, where anybody could afford to get there and then work towards building up their estate, building up their build a house, build all their stuff. They wouldn't have to like pay for everything. We got a lot of stuff here. Woo. But he was mysteriously killed. And I didn't say he died, he was killed, and that becomes an entire mystery surrounding why his memories aren't all there. How did he die? What does his girlfriend Ingrid know about it? That whole entire situation. It's a really, 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 really good show. And the first season was really tongue-in-cheek, world building of what does the world of this afterlife look at? What's the dynamics of living in versus the dead? Like, you can call and talk to people in the real world even though you're dead, but you really can't do much other than talk to them. Like, Nathan goes to his own funeral, but he's like in a video screen behind it where he can see everything, but not actually really interact with anybody. But they do have a way of interacting called a hug suit, which gets played hilariously for laughs as far as what they use the hug suits for. And you can use that to sort of feel the sensation of hugging your loved ones in the afterlife and them hugging you and all that kind of thing. There are some, there's a gray market, or the black market, where they go to find hacks that involve a kind of a hilarious switcheroo with Dylan. I will say that the show is not really for kids. It is definitely for adults. So, it's on Amazon. Just letting you know that. There is an entire other faction called the Luds who want to destroy or mess with Lakeview, and like I said, the father of the customer service angel is dying, and from, of all things, chronic vape lung, and he's part of the Luds, which is based off of the Luddites from I think the early 18th century, 19th century, where it's the cotton gin, we hate the cotton gin technology. They shunned technology. They thought it was going to make their lives sort of idle hands, I had nothing to do, we should be embracing work, not trying to get rid of it, kind of idea. We use that terminology now for anybody that kind of doesn't like technology, a Luddite. But the second season, and it ends on a great, a really great, not a cliffhanger, but it ends in a great spot where we don't know what's going to happen, and leaves a lot of questions. But the second season, only 7 episodes, ends in a real cliffhanger, but they kind of went a little ham-fisted with some of the, and I don't want to give anything away, but they get a little ham-fisted with some of the themes, or what their narrative is. I understand why they did it. I didn't think it was necessary. The show was fine without that. I'm hoping that they kind of steer back into the curve after that and get back into what's great about the show. Which would be, how does, I mean, I guess if the second season plays out the way you think, or the third season starts to play out the way the second season played out, I don't know how much longer they can go, because they've sort of found a way to get around things. There was a chance in season 1 for people to download, but it didn't. It went horribly wrong for people. Their heads exploded. It's not pretty, let me tell you. But it's a really, 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 really great show, and I highly recommend it. I've been kind of obsessed with it, only for the simple fact of how plausible could that be, in the future. I mean, it's only 10 years away, in a sense, and Dylan had been uploaded since, for 8 years. So that you figure that would be right about, 24, 25. That's it's kind of an interesting concept there. Also, what sort of rights do these people have as uploads? I mean, it's the afterlife. They're a product. They're a commodity. That gets explored in season 2. Their existence is I mean, how many of them are going to become NFTs, considering that we have that nowadays? What happens if the company goes under and they have to shut down the servers? Do they get the choice to go somewhere else? Do they just disappear? Like, what happens, in the next situation? Terrorist attack that hits the servers. Is there a redundancy plan? There's all these, questions that I have that I take outside the show and keep going with, in my own brain, just because that's how I am. But it's, probably not things I should have to worry about. Just enjoy the show and keep watching it. So, yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. Upload. Really, really good show. Check it out. This is not paid by any means. This is just things I like to see, I watch, and then I pass along the information to you because I feel it's worthy of your time. So there you go. We did the Burnmaster. We got a Burnmaster out of that. We got a pet. We got a power armor, which is great. Like I said, we had replaced all of the water rooms with the water purification rooms, the purification plant. We are 8 dwellers away from opening up the Nuka-Cola bottler. Once that happens, we will then, from then on, make any of our any of our water or food rooms will be Nuka-Cola bottlers. Although I am going to stick a cafeteria in somewhere just so I can have that for Halloween and Christmas, because I like to have that. I might take this middle one out. I don't know for sure. We'll see how that goes. Other than that, we are staying the course here and continuing to bring all of our peeps in. You can see we have a lot of people in training. I've got a couple of, I got like one person out in the wasteland getting up to level 50. We are doing very well on that level 50. I mean, we are pretty good. We now have just this many people left. It's still better than half, but still, we're heading in the right direction. For that, and I think I might take some of them and run them on low-level quests to up their thing. But I don't know how much experience you get on quests versus just traveling the wasteland. That's a really good question. Also, just to let you know, recorded the first episode of What If, and that was interesting. Answered a long-time question I had, and it was kind of a weird way that played out. That'll be dropping soon. I have to put it together. I want to get some graphics and stuff around it, so it's going to take me a little while. But that's all for tonight. I want to thank you all for coming by and seeing what we're doing, talking some shop, and we'll continue next time. Till then, take care of each other, take care of the planet, take care of yourselves, and have a good one. Bye-bye.